But there's one particular sector that has been buzzing, and the stocks in that have been running from high to high. I'm talking about the defense sector, and the reason is that there's a lot of interest and there's a lot of expectation that things will go from better to best for these companies if what the government has to say is anything to go by. We had the Defence Minister Rajnath Singh speak towards the end of last week about the potential for the exports of defence companies in India, and here's what he had to say.
जो हमारे पहले प्रायोरिटीज थी वही आगे भी हमारी प्रायोरिटीज रहेंगी और भारत की अभेद्य सुरक्षा और साथ ही साथ भारत की अजेय सेना और हमारे सैनिकों का कल्याण ये हमारी प्रायोरिटीज में विशेष रूप से शामिल हैं। यानी हम चाहते हैं कि सशक्त भारत का निर्माण हो, आत्मनिर्भर भारत का निर्माण हो, ये हमारा उद्देश्य है। और साथ ही साथ रक्षा उत्पाद में हम आत्मनिर्भर बने, ये सबसे बड़ा उद्देश्य हमारा है। और इस दिशा में एक मंजिल हम लोगों ने तय की है और आप सब लोगों को मालूम है कि 21,000 करोड़ से अधिक का हम लोगों ने एक्सपोर्ट किया है, जो कि एक हिस्टोरिकल ये अचीवमेंट है। और मेरा तो टारगेट ये है कि इसको हम कम से कम 5 साल समाप्त होते होते 50,000 करोड़ से ऊपर ले जाएं, ये हमारा उद्देश्य है।
Right, that was Rajnath Singh talking about the potential in the defence space. And to elaborate on that, I'm joined by my colleague Anushi. Anushi, we're seeing these defence stocks run up. From the last year itself, we've seen these stocks on a high, and now that has increased. The pace has increased now, especially after the defence minister spoke. Tell us about what's happening there and what's the potential from here on.
Hey, so I'll just start off with how the comments have led to this defence stock rally that we have been seeing in the last few sessions. So Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, as mentioned, he has targeted about 50,000 crore of defence exports by 28 to 29. Now, again, they are emphasizing on further strengthening in their domestic defence manufacturing. Even if we pull out FY24's domestic defence exports, that stood at about 21,000 crore, representing about 32.5% of a growth coming in this side, with private sector contributing to 60% of the growth that we are looking at. But even if we go back 4 to 5 years, see the kind of growth in FY21, 8,400 crore of defence exports. Now this has grown to about 3x in just these FY21 to FY24 itself, about 21,000 crore as mentioned, and now they are further targeting about more than 50,000 crore in FY28 to 29 going forward. So that remains on a strong foothold for companies catering on the defence export side. Just to get a brief sense also on the government defence spending over the years, 6.21 lakh crore of allocation in the budget. Now that was about 18% of growth, while if we go back a previous fiscal bit above that, 9% growth. Now the top defence players have continued to benefit. We are seeing strong up moves in stocks like HAL, Paris Defence and others in trade today, about 5 to 10% of returns. Coming just to the order book side, HAL has about 94,000 crore of an order book at the end of 24. That showcased about 15% growth. BEML and BEL also locked in about 25 to 38% of growth on the order book side at the end of fiscal, and have some strong outlook going forward for FY25 as well. Coming to how the stocks have performed in this last 1 week and 1 year period. So in this 1 week itself, we are seeing up to 27% of return. Meanwhile, in the 1 year period, we are seeing returns for key players like HAL, Garden Reach, BEML clocking in about over 100% of growth coming from this side. So strong outlook for defence sector in general, and we will continue to see how this pans out in terms of opportunities and exports going forward for the business.
Good point. Thanks so much, Anushi, for getting us those details and for laying the context.